Semi-final pick'ems, let's go! Spoilers, if you haven't seen all the quarterfinals matches yet, this video will reveal who won that. So we got a bit unlucky in the quarterfinals, but we're doing well overall. 115 points, which puts us in the top 20%. And semifinals and finals picks are worth more than that, so we still have the potential to jump up and hopefully beat Cadrill, who's one of my idols. I think he's 30 points ahead of us right now, but we can definitely catch up. It's not my fault. There were insane amount of upsets, you can tell. So anyone whose points are not a multiple of 5 means that their picks got randomized at some point. So like if you click on someone, you can see that the reason this person did so well in the quarterfinals was because they didn't even pick for Weibo and BLG, they just got randomized into those. So whenever people who are picking randomly are beating everyone, you know that some crazy stuff is happening. I completely stand by my quarterfinals picks. If I had 100 years to analyze, I would have made the same picks. LNG and Onwa were obviously upsets. Top esports, this is ridiculous that 89% of people picked a team who was worse in summer than top, who lost to top in the Swiss stage, who was playing worse than top in the quarterfinals, all because they have like T1 quarterfinals magic. They beat a lot of LPL teams a year ago. Insane overhyped T1. Anyway, T1 lovers got lucky this time. We'll see if it happens again. We're also doing really well in Crystal Ball. Out of spreadsheet of 400 people, we're currently tied for 8th place. Link to the spreadsheet in the description if you haven't gotten a chance to check this out yet. Okay, semifinals, much harder to predict, I think, than the quarterfinals. If we look here at our chart, BLG and Weibo, I have super close in the power ratings. BLG slight edge there, and BLG a very slightly better win-loss record. Like LNG, BLG will have an advantage against Weibo just because they play them in the regular season, so they're kind of used to those players. Breathe is going to have a hard time stomping the top lane against Bin, who's considered one of the best top laners in the world. Both of these teams look like they've been powering up over the course of the tournament, but I think BLG's powering up a little faster and a little harder, and I think that Elk is really turning on and on. When Elk is on, the team is incredibly hard to defeat. I swear, if it's another Weibo versus T1 finals, I'm gonna lose my mind. Gen G versus T1. This one is so hard. This is a super close, like 55-45, maybe 60-40. A little bit of a red flag because I'm voting for someone who has a worse win-loss record. T1 has a better win-loss record. But I honestly believe that FlyQuest against Gen G was a better team than whoever. I don't know what it was, TES versus T1. I'm pretty sure GAM Esports was like underneath the tables actually playing the game. That was a totally fraudulent series. The fact that T1 3-0'd that meant nothing to me because anyone could have 3-0'd that version of top esports, in my opinion, in this top 8. Gen G and T1 are very similar teams, very controlled, go a little later in the game. T1 tends to get better early games. Gen G has fallen behind in gold in like 80% of their games this tournament, whether it's against teams who are better than them, worse than them. They kind of always slip up in the early game, but then they really catch up in the mid and late game. T1 tends to be a team that look a little bit better than they are because they play very fast and very sharp in those team fights, like a snake biting you, but they don't always win those team fights. So it looks very like, holy crap, T1, but they don't always win those fights. They're kind of waiting for you to get scared and make a mistake, and Gen G are just the least likely team to make mistakes that T1 can capitalize on. Gen G plays T1 during the regular LCK series. They shouldn't be too scared of them. I also think T1 is going to end up wasting a lot of their bans. They're probably going to ban Ziggs, Yone, Aurora, and I think Yone and Aurora are trap champs anyway. Keen is going to be much better on the Gnar or the Jax anyway. Chovy's going to be much better on the Smolder anyway. And I think that Chovy's just going to smolder all over them. Late game team like T1 is going to really struggle against Smolder if they let him through. You also just always have the risk with T1 that they're going to play horrible champions like Caitlyn, like Bard, like Pyke. Now, Gen G, you do have the risk that they play horrible champions like Nidalee and Kassadin, so maybe that one's a bit of a wash, but I think T1 play bad champions a little more than Gen G. It's relatively common for Gen G to beat T1 in the regular season 2023, 2024, so there shouldn't be any curses here for the people who are more superstitious. Then, if all goes according to plan, we have a BLG Gen G finals, which is going to be the most hype thing ever, but no matter what happens, it's going to be a really amazing finals. So please let me have it in the comments. Let me know what you think of these picks, and let me know in no less than 500 words why you think I'm the worst analyst of all time for picking top esports over T1. I've had people say they're unsubscribing, that I know nothing about prediction. that I'm single-handedly responsible for them not getting the Viego skin. So please let me have it in the comments. Can't wait to hear it. Make sure you subscribe if you love the content. YouTube really cares about that subscriber number. And my video for analyzing FlyQuest versus Gen G will be out later today or in the next couple of days. So keep an eye out for that one. It's going to be a really exciting rest of the tournament. Can't wait to watch it with you guys. Thanks so much, and I will see you next time.